So right now what I'm doing is I'm breaking down the Bible and I'm decoding it using the 343 formula. The entire Bible is written in a mathematical code, a formula, a 343 formula, which aligns with not only the Bible, but us as human beings, but also cosmology. The entire universe is created with 343 dimensional frequency, essentially. So it's consciousness. Consciousness is primacy. So back in the day, old biblical Hebrew, when you read the Bible, your consciousness would travel. You would literally push your consciousness through the 343 dimensional frequency by reading the Bible. So when they created new languages and made biblical Hebrew a dead language, they translated maybe the words, maybe the definitions of the words, but they didn't translate the portal. The portal didn't come to the new languages. So when you read the Bible in English, you're not reading it. Your consciousness is not traveling dimensionally through the 343. And so you basically lost that. So essentially, languages are prisons for our consciousness. So for our consciousness to travel dimensionally, one thing that we could do is when we read certain verses of the Bible, we could play certain frequencies, and it would help our consciousness move through the 343 dimension. So, because everything in the Bible breaks down to 343, 7 cubed by 7. 7 cubed is 343. 343 times 7 is 2401. You know what I'm saying? And remember you heard 420? 420 was a big number. You always heard 420. They associated it with smoking weed. But 420 times 343 is 144,060. And the extra 60 signifies your 60 aspects, because each person has 60 aspects out of the 2,401 human aspects, which is also interesting because the day is 2,400 hours, 24 hours, but in military time they say 2,400 hours. And 2,400 hours, 2,400 divided by 7 days of the week equals 342.857. But the 0.857, in order to get 343 out of it, you'd have to multiply it by 400. And it says God is the one. If God is the one, he's the one. The 2,400 hours is the humans. The 0.857 is 6/7. And then if to make 343, you need the plus one, the God. And then 2401 divided by 2401 divided by 7 is 343. So now when you don't have the plus one, you need 400 years of bondage because you need 0.857 400 times to get to 343. You know what I mean? Like, this is all the crazy stuff I'm working on right now. And I figured out months ago, consciousness is primacy. And I'm working on this with my best friend. So, and he has patents for all of this, the 343, 7 cubed framework. And we're reanalyzing the Bible through all this. So one thing that you could do is, learning biblical Hebrew is not simple. It does take time, but there's way less words to learn. And because of the way it's structured, once you start learning the base words and the alphabet, it's a lot easier to learn the rest. But one thing that you can learn is a Hebrew prayer. So all Hebrew prayers start with Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. And that is a consciousness journey. And that consciousness journey takes your mind through the 343 dimensional space. So just stop paying attention, y'all. 7 is the root number of the world, of humans, of the universe, of the Bible, and it all correlates. And the goal here is to prove mathematically that this is a divine creation that we live on. Yes, the earth is flat. And it is a divine creation in 343 dimensions. And the whole system works together, all encoded mathematically. God is an incredible mathematician. So, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam. Have a good day.